Sakshadharitvena samasta shastri uktastatha bhavatayiva sadibhi kintu prabharya priyayeva tasya Vande Gurasi Charanarabindam Vande Gurasi Charanarabindam Yasya Prasada Bhagavat Prasada Yasya Prasadam Navati Kutoki Dhyayam stubham stasya yashastri sandham Vande Gurasi Charanarabindam Vande Guru Misha Bhakta Nisha Misha Avatarakam Tat Prakasham Tat Shakti Krishna Chaitanya Sangakam Vande Guru Padaddanam Bhakta Vrinda Samanitam Sri Chaitanya Prabhum Vande Nityananda Sahoditam Nityananda Sahoditam Sri Nandanandanang Vande Radhika Charanadvayam Gopi Jana Samayuktam Vrindavana Manoharam Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Together. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. All glories to my Guru Pada Padma, Param Guru Deva. All glories to all my Shiksha Guru Varga, all Vaishnava Vrinda. Offering my humble and respectful obeisances unto all of their lotus feet. I'm humbly begging, praying for all their benevolent grace, divine grace, be bestowed upon me, be bestowed upon all of us, all of you. So right now, something is just appearing in my mind, some topics just simply appearing in my mind in a spontaneous way. It's the topics of Satyam-shivam-sundaram. One of my most sweet memories are incorporated with these topics. As I'm I often remember how beautifully Srila Guru Maharaj, my great Diksha Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Deva Goswami Pad, my great Shiksha Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Dayita Madhava Goswami Pad, explain about these topics, get beautiful illuminations on these topics in Sri Jagannath Puri Dham. During the occasion of public festival, grand festivals, and after our Param Gurudev Srila Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada's holy birthplace were restored there in Sri Jagannath Puri. So on that most auspicious occasion, the great occasion, Paramatma Srila Bhakti Dayita Madhava Goswami Maharaj lovingly invited many of his god brothers, many of the sadhus, sannyasi sadhus, Vaishnavas from all over India, from Navadvip Dham, Vrindavana Dham, of course Puri Dham, almost from all over India. So it was a big, grand gathering of the sadhus, pure devotees, grand sadhu sangha festivals, not only the festivals of Mahaprasad, not only the festivals of delicious Mahaprasadam, festivals of sadhu sangha, festivals of Hari Sankirtana, Radha Krishna Sankirtana. On that most holy and grand occasion of Srila Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada's occasion of grand occasion of the restoration, of receiving that great seva of the most holy birthplace of Srila Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada, our Paramatma, Param Guru Padapa in Jagannath Puri. I remember they booked one hall there, I think town hall of Puri. I forget the name of that hall. Could be maybe known as some town hall of Puri or some other. Okay, it could be known by some other name. I don't exactly remember. But it was a big hall in Sipuri Dham. And I still remember both the exalted God brothers accompanied by other stalwart God brothers gave lecture on this topic, Satyam-shivam-sundaram. It was very educative and illuminating. I remember the way both the exalted God brothers, Srila Guru Maharaj, and Srila Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj and Srila Bhakti Dayita Madhava Goswami Maharaj explained this beautifully. Was that the Supreme Lord, or Supreme God, in other words, the Supreme Absolute Truth, cannot but be characterized by the three essential qualities, Satyam-shivam-sundaram. Supreme Lord Krishna has got several other definitions. Lord Krishna has got many other beautiful definitions. Okay. One of those, super excellent definitions of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Lord. In other words, the way they explain the Supreme Absolute Divine Truth. Is that is characterized by Satyam-shivam-sundaram. So, besides Akhila Rasamrita Murti, Ananta Kalyana Gunakhani, all these most beautiful, excellent definitions, the definitions are characteristics. That day, both the beloved God brothers can be luminous and on the Satyam-shivam-sundaram characteristics. Again, so Supreme Absolute Divine Truth is essentially characterized by the quality of Satyam, that of truthfulness, truth of eternity. Okay? Truth in eternity, truth of eternity, truth of eternal nature. In other words, the infinite truth of eternal character, Satyam. Also they explain the absolute truth of very permanent, transcendental nature, Satyam, without which no entity, no satta, means no entity or existence is possible. That is Satyam. And Shivam, that same supreme absolute truth, that of all auspicious nature, supreme auspicious nature, supremely auspicious, holy, benedicting in our lives. In other words, the supreme source or origin of all auspiciousness, divine benedictions. Shivam, also consciousness. Shivam. Shivam also means holy knowledge, meaning consciousness. And then Sundaram. And ultimately, the same supreme absolute divine truth is full of beauty, is characterized by super excellent, transcendental beauty, excellence, divinely excellent beauty, charmingly attractive. So charmingly attractive, that is Krishna. So the way they explain, Supreme Lord Krishna has got all three qualities in him to the limitlessness, unlimitedly. The supreme source or origin, or embodiment of all truth of eternal character, all truth of eternal character, all auspiciousness, holiness, and consciousness of eternal, infinite character, and also that of all beauty, source and embodiment of all divine beauty and excellence, without which all our lives become meaningless, unworthy, without the taste of that beauty. Beauty means anandam. Our life just becomes valueless, unworthy. Then they were further illuminating. Again, same truth, same Siddhanta has also been described through that verse of Brahma Samhita. Ishvara Parama Krishna sat-cid vigraha sat-cid anandam is equal to Satyam-shivam-sundaram. Satyam-shivam-sundaram also equal to sat-cid anandam. How? Sat-cid ananda vigraham. So that the transcendental definition of Lord Krishna has been vividly presented through that verse of that that excellent verse of Brahma Samhita. Ishvara Parama Krishna, the Lord Krishna. Who is He? Who is Lord Krishna? That Parama Ishvara, Supreme Personality of the Godhead. Then, how He is characterized by? What is His characteristics? What are His characteristics? That Sat-cid Ananda Vigraha. He is the embodiment, He is the supreme embodiment or personification. Infinitely, I repeat, infinite personification of all Sat-cid Anandam, respectively. Truth of eternity, Sat, or Chit, the consciousness, supreme source, embodiment of all life consciousness, and anandam, supreme divine source, infinite source, embodiment of all beauty and bliss, all transcendental, ecstatic love mellows, of all ecstatic love mellows, full of beauty and bliss. Ananda Vigraha. So, they were beautifully relating to, connecting to this verse with Satyam-shivam-sundaram. Sat means truth, but truth in eternity, truth of eternal characteristics. How? That is the truth of ever old nature, ever unchangeable nature, at the same time ever fresh nature, ever flowing nature, never ending nature, navayoman nature. That's how that truth is. It's flowing through eternity, regardless of any beginning and end. Okay, beyond any limitations of time concept. That is called true eternal truth. Immortal. Divine truth of truly immortal nature, never-ending nature. So, everlasting, ever-continuing and never-ending nature. That is Satyam, Sat. Also, Sat, some wider sense of meanings, means our entity, existence. Sat. Chit. So they are relating Satyam with Sat. Chit. Chit with Shivam. Because the definition of the term Shivam also means consciousness, knowledge, holy knowledge, auspicious knowledge and consciousness. Shivam. It's relating to Jiva consciousness in some way. Also relating to superior, higher, divine consciousness and knowledge. Okay. Feelings. Shivam. That of divine nature. Consciousness, knowledge of divine nature. So Chit. Anandam is beauty. See, beauty. And it's the beauty of blissful nature. The beauty of ecstatic, devotional, beauty of love, ecstasy, ecstatic love of God. Okay, beauty that of blissful nature, blissful love of God. That is Sundaram, Anandam, or it is, or in other words, it is the ecstasy, divine ecstasy or divine bliss of greatly beautiful nature. Both are intertwined. Concept of the beauty and anandam, they are non-different. Actually non-different from each other. Same thing, same truth has been described in these terms. Saundarjam, prema, anandam. Basically it's the same truth. So now they are connecting to anandam hladini, sadam sandini, chidam samvid-sandini, gyan korimani. As long as I remember, they are also connecting that way. Okay. It's beautifully described through Chaitanya Charitamrita. Anandam hladini, sadam sandini, chidam samvid-sandini, gyan korimani. Same Satyam-shivam-sundaram. That description was particularly given, specifically given in relation to the explanation of sat-cid anandam. Now, that also inevitably connects, non-differently connects with Satyam-shivam-sundaram. So, anandam hladini, sadam sandini, chidam samvid-sandini, gyan korimani. I can come back to anandam at the last. Let me explain about first sat-cid ananda, sadam sandini. So here sat means satya, okay, which represents one of Krishna's fundamental characteristics and natures, which represents our satta, represents the truth of eternity or eternal truth and also existence. Satta, satto, satta, also connected. Sat, satto, satta, these are all interconnected. Okay, according to derivative meanings in Sanskrit language, So, sadam sandini. Sandini means some principle. So, the sadangsha actually representing sandini principle. Sandini means something, that principle which conjoins, unifies. then creates a great unison and harmony between Chit and Anandam, or sat-cid anandam, creating harmonious flow amidst all these three aspects. The way is called sandini, making sandhi. Sandhi means union, uniting principle, sandini. A great principle which is engaged in unifying. Unifying. Sandini. Unifying ultimately means bring all other aspects of Supreme Lord all together, uniting all the beautiful aspects, characteristics of Supreme Lord, okay, together in unison, in harmonious melody, ultimately harmonious melody of the Leela, and melodious harmony of the Leela. Sandhini. So, represented by Baladeva Prabhu, Sandhini. Sadangshe Sandhini. Chidangshe, samvid. Chit means consciousness. Shivam. That is Shivam means samvid, knowledge substance. Otherwise called the knowledge substance knowledge. Chit means consciousness. Chit also means knowledge, representing knowledge. It's not just material knowledge. It's a knowledge which is all-encompassing. Knowledge of the supreme divine knowledge of the absolute God. I repeat, divine knowledge, transcendental knowledge about the absolute truth, supreme truth, God. Chidangshe samvid. Knowledge and also consciousness, because same Supreme Lord, same Supreme God also manifests as consciousness, all-pervading consciousness, of which our life consciousness is a part, as Tatastha Shakti. I repeat, our life consciousness is a portion of that absolute knowledge and consciousness. Finally, anandangshe hladini. So Chit means Shivam. Finally, anandangshe hladini. And that anandangsha, the blissful aspect, that aspect of Lord Krishna, the supreme divine Lord, the final and most beautiful aspect of Lord Krishna is anandangsha, is represented by manifesting through anandam, pure bliss, pure ecstasy. What kind of pure ecstasy? His own pure love ecstasy. His own blissful love, or ecstatic love, nectarine love. That is anandangsha. And that non-differently represents beauty, sundaram. What is sundaram is anandam. And what is anandam is sundaram. Finally. Therefore, when our Guru Maharaj explained reality, the beautiful, the term beautiful doesn't mean not only beautiful in a visual sense, but it's beautiful in much wider sense of the meanings. It's beautiful by knowledge, by divine knowledge, beautiful by divine consciousness, beautiful by ecstatic love mellows. of Radha Krishna, of his own self, Krishna, the reality, the beautiful. So the beautiful means the supreme reality, the most full of divine ecstasy. Okay, full of the beauty of divine ecstasy, divine bliss of his own love. Also accompanied by the beauty of his, beauty of his consciousness, beautified by his own power, and also his life consciousness. Ultimately, he is the source. He is the source of all our life consciousness, life energy. Without that, no life is possible. So because there is life consciousness, there is sense of beauty, perception, conception of beauty, and Shivam also. But so beauty and truth. If there will be no existence of consciousness, how can we be realizing about truth and beauty? So, the role of our life consciousness through which we are realizing, we are feeling and having deep realizations is very, very vital also. They are all interconnected. Hence, Satyam-shivam-sundaram, sat-cid, anandam, all interconnected, interrelated as organic whole, as the transcendental whole truth. Whole transcendental truth. So, anandam hladini, sandini, samvid-sandini, jnana karimani. Here, sandini also means that is something, a greatly unifying principle, unifying truth, which is actually unifying all of us with the truth aspect and beauty aspect, truth aspect and blissful aspect of the Supreme Lord Krishna, the personification of all power, beauty and bliss, all power, knowledge, beauty and bliss. That is unifying. Samvid-sandini. So, in other words, the way both the God brothers also explained. See, they are so interconnected, interrelated. It can be defined as the truth aspect, the knowledge or consciousness aspect, auspicious knowledge, consciousness aspect, and the beauty or bliss aspect can be defined in relation to each other, such as most auspicious Benedictine truth, most beautiful truth, or truthfully Benedictine, truthfully auspicious and Benedictine, or truthfully beautiful, or beautifully truthful, beautifully all auspicious and Benedictine, beautifully truthful. Okay, all the truth, the transcendental absolute truth of all auspicious and beautiful nature, okay, or the transcendental consciousness, transcendentally auspicious consciousness and knowledge of all truthful and beautiful nature. Also, the transcendental bliss, transcendental love bliss of all truthful and conscious nature. Can be so explained. Or it can also be explained as it's very truthfully, all auspiciously beautiful. Or very consciously it is truthful and so beautiful. So consciously, all consciously truthful and beautiful, or all beautifully truthful and conscious. The supreme truth of all consciously and beautiful nature, all consciousness and the supreme truth of all conscious and beautiful nature. So each can be glorified by the other. Each quality can be inseparably qualified and glorified by the other. Very truthfully and consciously beautiful. I repeat, truthfully and consciously beautiful. Okay. And it is consciously and beautifully truthful and beautifully truthful and conscious, or beautifully conscious and truthful. Gaur Hari Bol. I did not always speak in the order, but devotees can put them into more orderly way. Sat-cid anandam, Satyam-shivam-sundaram. So, how they explain, why explaining in such interwoven way, interwoven harmonious way? Because one is non-different from the other. Like in a rainbow color. They are different at the same time non-different, isn't it? While we visualize a rainbow, beautiful rainbow, all the colors in the rainbow, although they are distinct, they are composed of distinct colors, decorated with many distinct colors, but they are all interwoven. Some places you cannot exactly mark their merging, so mixing in such a way the color from one into the another. So mystically mixing with each other, you cannot really put a merging. The rainbow color, such harmonious unison, nature of the mixture, nature of their unification. I repeat, the nature of the unification of rainbow colors together, such non-marginally mystical ways. Somewhat similar way. Satyam-shivam-sundaram. I remember, both of them finally narrated the glory, great glory, grand, excellent glory of the Sundaram on the top of all qualifications of Satyam and Shivam. Because on the top of all of them is Sundaram, and the Satyam and Shivam, I repeat, that of Satyam and that of Shivam, characteristics of the Lord, finally being controlled by Sundaram, anandam. That was their conclusion. In the mode of the love of Braja, finally. In the transcendental mood of the unlimited love divine, unlimited love of the Braja Gopis, finally Srimati Radha Thakurani, her Krishna. That's the highest and super excellent definition of all beauty, sundaram, all anandam, hladini. Oh, I have forgotten to explain about that anandam angsha. So anandam angsha fully represented by hladini, Srimati Radha Thakurani. Hladini means none other than a direct extension of the potency, okay, of Srimati Radha Thakurani in the form of hladini. So finally, in conclusion, both the exalted God brothers established the control of the beauty and anandam, okay, as the topmost. Means beauty of the beauty and anandam of the love of Krishna. In other words, the very beauty of the ecstatic love, blissful love of Krishna has always been and is the final controller of all other characteristics of the Supreme Lord. You know, that was the conclusion. Beautiful. Okay. Any related or unrelated queries?
I have one related. I heard that ananda is also equated with bhakti or priti. So I could not understand how this is. They are saying, like that is why in Jiva also sat-cid ananda. So when ananda is there, also priti is there, bhakti is there. So how this is equated? If ananda, then Krishna also has bhakti, means bhakti towards his devotees, or how it is meant here? Because he's sat-cid ananda, so he has bhakti, means for devotees, and devotees for him. Because ananda also can be as ananda, no need of two. But here it is implied that two must be there in this action of devotion.
All these aspects are included in the widest meaning of the ananda. So here it is defined as anandam, when we find such description in Chaitanya Charitamrita's Anandam of Brahma Samgita, is actually inclusive of all bhakti, priti, all different aspects of bhakti and priti, whether from the side of Krishna in relation to his associates or devotees, or from the side of his premi devotees in relation to Krishna and Radhika. All aspects are actually included in interwoven way. Okay, interwoven, unified way. So now while analyzing in relative way, then different stages are coming, bhakti, priti, different stages of devotion.
And how, like for Brahma, Jyoti, that is also described as ananda. But
general
there is no devotion there, so how? Like you will find in Upanishad this bliss, then you come to Brahmananda. That is also Brahmananda, but there is no devotion there. But so how ananda necessarily must mean also devotion?
Therefore I explained. They also explain consciously beautiful or beautifully conscious. So that means Brahmananda means, again, it is some bliss of knowledge, mostly. Some bliss of the knowledge of Param Brahma Krishna, or bliss of the consciousness of Krishna, more in a general sense of the knowledge, not yet ecstatic love, not yet it is qualified with the taste of ecstatic love of Krishna, but more knowledge about Krishna. And that is also beautiful. That is also ecstatic. Even to have received some knowledge about Krishna, also so much of divine nature. Anything of divine nature will have some taste, ecstatic taste. But that of more general type compared to blissful love of Krishna, ecstasy of love of Krishna.
What
Primary
kind of
sense of-
knowledge of Krishna?
Primary sense of bliss.
What kind of knowledge of Krishna is meant here by Brahmananda? Like if
The
someone
Brahma
has
Jyoti
knowledge
represents
of-
consciousness. I tell you, Viraja starting from Viraja level of consciousness. Somewhat Tatastha plane also involved with this. Okay, Viraja plane. So consciousness starting from there. And even to feel into the consciousness of the Supreme Parama Brahma, Supreme Lord Paramatma or Bhagavan, yogis feel some happiness, great happiness, before having true ecstatic love of Krishna, having love relation. Just to even feel into the knowledge, conception and consciousness of that Supreme Lord, also so tasteful, blissful. In that way, it is called anandam. To them it is big thing. To those yogis, okay, those who are realizing some bliss of Krishna in the form of his consciousness, Brahma consciousness, an aspect of Krishna, also so beautiful and so greatly ecstatic to them. Jar jai rashai hai sarvottam, in a way. To them it is so infinite, it is source of infinite ecstasy and bliss. Because no comparison there yet. But compared to the highest quality of ecstatic love of Krishna, love, bliss of Krishna, that is considered more general. But to them who are already only staying in that plane of Brahma consciousness, only situated on that, living on that plane of Brahma consciousness, to them it is greatly ecstatic, charmingly ecstatic, full of bliss. That is Brahmananda. So kind of jar jai rashai hai sarvottam. Then, but when you go to compare, the comparative study from a neutral stand, tatastha hoiya vicharile, then ache taratam, higher and lower coming, the hierarchy coming. Not lower in a lower sense, I'm sorry. These are all our mundane limitations of mundane concept, higher and lower. I would rather say hierarchies. Okay? So hierarchies.
So when you said knowledge of Krishna, you meant this aspect of Krishna as consciousness, not in the sense of knowledge of Krishna as Bhagavan. Because if they have knowledge of Krishna as Bhagavan, then they cannot but worship him. But in Brahmananda they are not worshipping him. So since they are not worshipping, there is no devotion, then how Ananda can always be equated with devotion?
There's some little devotion in the form of knowledge, because they're so attracted, those yogis, to Brahma Jyoti, to Brahman conception of the Supreme Lord Bhagavan, the Brahman conception of the Bhagavan, they are so attracted with, charmed with, they are pulled into. What is that? If you call that attraction, Atma Ramo, as at least some primary level of devotion or some quality of devotion, it is devotion. It is Atma Ramo devotion, you know. Atma Ramosya munayo nirgamthapi rukrame kurbantahoy tuking bhaktin. Ultimately, itham bhuta guno hari. Of course, it is said that Atma Ramo finally, ultimately, they enter into the world of bhakti, but not on the Atma Ramo state immediately, but yet. Atma Ramo means Ramana Sukh. They are receiving some bliss on their soul's level. What is that bliss? That bliss is actually finally coming from Krishna. Their Atma Ramo means they are enjoying some ecstasy and some bliss in their Atma. Therefore Atma Ramo.
It is okay, bliss,
okay, but it's not final bliss, it's not
devotion.
exact, it's not full-fledged devotion. It's a beginning,
Some
seed form, beginning. That's how it has to be taken.
Brahmeti,
Paramatma.
You cannot realize even Brahma Jyoti, not Paramatma, if there is no devotion present there, at least to some extent. Also, you cannot get that type of realization.
No real quality, high class devotion present, but some type of devotion is present. Because basically it's same tattva, Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti Shabdate, Vadanti tat tattvavidam, sattang jaj jnanam advayam. Basically it's a non-dual advaya jnana tattva. Three manifestations as Brahma, Paramatma, Bhagavan. So non-different, when you see non-different manifestation of three of them, it cannot be only anandam is only present in Bhagavan conception and not Paramatma or right. Okay, so there will be gradations that way. We have to take the Siddhanta. Samanjasya is that. Samanjasya Siddhanta, gradation, different qualitative differences.
Samanjasya means reconciliation.
Yes, reconciliation and harmonious reconciliation. That, and what is that harmonious reconciliation? By qualitative difference. Differences are there by qualitative distinctions, gradations. But anandam there.
Yeah,
In the plane of Brahma
okay.
and Paramatma level, anandam there is clearly described in other places of the Holy Scriptures.
That I could always understand that there is ananda in Brahman and also in Paramatma there is ananda, but only about devotion.
Anandam also means devotion.
Yes, this I could not, because
Exactly.
up to some point it is there, not only to Bhagavan.
Yeah, no anandam, no definition of anandam can be complete in itself. Okay, without touch of devotion, without devotional love characteristic. Ultimately, you understand what is anandam. You really love to feel. You really love to enjoy. Okay, what is that love? What is the love attraction? And in relation to who? Brahma,
So they
Paramatma.
have less towards him.
Paramatma, and they are also dedicating for that. Not that they are casual about it. Those jnanis and yogis are so dedicated, deeply attracted to, dedicated. They dedicate their whole life for that. So some attraction, some devotion is there, but it's more mystified. It's not so that of distinct and highest quality and standard yet, compared to loving devotion to Krishna. But still some devotional feelings is there, because they are devoting. They are devoting. Otherwise, how long can they continue if it's a dry knowledge? How long they can continue with that life of dry knowledge and dry union with the super soul, yogis, if there is no real attraction? And because they feel irresistibly attracted to it. Okay, what is that attraction?
That is devotion.
That is devotion in
Not
some
only in
certain sense.
In my conception, or it was that the devotion is
When
only
you
possible to
exclusive.
Bhagavan.
When you
Bhagavan.
yeah, right. When I totally agree with you. When you take the term devotion only in the sense of the prema, okay, in the sense of high class bhakti and prema, then there is no such thing in that plane, in Brahman and Paramatma conception. When you define this in that, exclusively in that sense. But while you take the term, definition of devotion more in a generalized way, wider sense, devotion means devotion. Those jnanis and yogis are so devoted to Brahma, to the realizing of Brahma, Ananda, and Paramatma, Anandam. Okay, they don't want to come out of that. So attracted means devoted. You want to fully embracing and embracing and embracing. They are enjoying so much blissful union, Paramatma level. So, in the wider sense of meaning.
Perhaps I had that conception because always it is said that they are Advaya Gyan, Brahma, Paramatma, Bhagavan, but by Gyan you can realize Brahma. By Jog you can realize Paramatma. By Bhakti you can realize Bhagavan. So I thought Bhakti is only exclusively can be related only to Bhagavan. So if that is Ananda, then where is the devotion there? if Ananda is also always related to some
You are right.
devotion.
You are right in that sense when you are trying to, we are realizing bhakti, definition of bhakti in exclusive sense. Raga bhakti, prema bhakti, of very high order.
To Bhagavan.
To Bhagavan.
Any
Right. But when you see bhakti, like Sukadeva Goswami, for example, okay, he was the combination of all three. Sukadeva Goswami, Brahma Jnana, Ajanma Brahma, he is absorbed, almost born with that Brahma Jnana, and already situated on the Paramatma, on the experience of the bliss, already situated, firmly established and situated on the level of blissful taste, blissful realization of the Paramatma. And then Sukadeva Goswami also relating finally to Bhagavan with so much bhakti and prem finally. See, we find all three aspects in the character of Srila Sukadeva Goswami. Okay. We do not see Sukadeva Goswami until and unless we see like Shuka, the parrot of Srimati Radharani. Until and unless we see in that way, Sukadeva Goswami is not coming from the Braja Bhakti directly. He is not Uttama Sloka Lila. So he is not directly coming or appearing, okay, from the highest quarter of devotion, loving devotion of Krishna, Braja Bhakti, that are coming out from here. A joking type of Lila. Aham vedmi, Sukho vetti, Vyasa vetti, no vetti va. Many cute ways of saying. There's so many cute ways of, manifestation of the Leela all throughout the Holy Scripture, not one or two. Cute ways. That we call Leela. We cannot understand them in a tattik way completely, but Leela way. Many things to be understood.
This is a good point. We cannot understand Leela only in Tattvic way.
Only Tattvic way. We see, often we cannot keep balance. We consider everything Tattvic way, no Leela way. Then something is missing. Vyasadeva is incarnation of Lord Narayan. Vyasarupe koila taha Sri Narayan. Mahaprabhu fully accepted that. Kaviraj Goswami wonderfully described that. Chaitanya Charitamrita. And even before Srimad Bhagavatam, through Vishnu Purana, Vyasadeva already composed, manifested many beautiful Puranas like Padma Purana, Vishnu Purana. There, through those Puranas, he already dealt with high topics. No only Brahman topics or only Paramatma related topics.
Even Bhagavatam he wrote before, but in a short version.
Then
Mahabharata, then again in full version.
After receiving elixir, receiving nectar,
yes, that I could not
special nectar from Devarshi Narada, then he recomposed it with revelation, further revelations. He received further revelations. Yes, it is already described there. Evam bhakti yogena manashi sammak pranihite male. You remember that verse? Evam bhakti yogena manashi sammak pranihite male. Apasrat purusham purnam mayancha tad apasritam. Apasrat purusham purnam mayancha tad apasritam. See, so thereby the real Bhagavatam, comparatively full-fledged, conception of Bhagavatam revealed through his samadhi, in-depth meditation. And he actually saw all those Krishna Leelas, Krishna Tattva and Krishna all in details through divine meditation, transcendental meditation, not through these eyes of transcendental character. The nature of composition of Ramayana, Srimad Bhagavatam, all these transcendental character. Not look through these eyes, material eyes. Not like that, oh, he went to different places and found the Krishna Leela and then he described. Everything revealed, super subjective way, descended after he received the special blessings, gracious chastisement from his Guru, and received that special nectarian inspiration from his Gurudev. All Leela, these are all Leela. Then the real Srimad Bhagavatam, comparatively in full-fledged way, manifested.
This I got from Jiva Goswami because our Gurudev was always explaining. Vyasadeva wrote down, is divided for Vedas, then wrote all Purana, Vedanta Sutra, everything he wrote, 18 Puranas. Then Mahabharata also, and still he was not satisfied, then he wrote Bhagavatam. So I was always how 18 Puranas were already there before, and then after Bhagavatam is coming. Then it is 19 Puranas, or how it was this confusion. Then Jiva Goswami explained that first there was a short version of Bhagavatam.
True.
That is included in like 18 Puranas before. Then Mahabharata, then Bhagavatam will give the meaning of Mahabharata.
True.
If Bhagavatam was already before, then how could give meaning?
True.
So he explained that first there was a shorter version, only those 4 shlokas. Means conversation of Brahma and Bhagavan.
Right.
That topic of Bhagavatam, second canto. Then after Mahabharata and got in grace of Narad, then he wrote full version. So then and the both combined, they are like one of 18 Puranas.
Exactly so.
So
Bhagavata Purana is also, some other way it is called Sri Bhagavata Purana. Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam Purana Moolam Jad Vaishnavanam Priyam. Yes. Purana Seshta.
So only in Brahmananda that devotion, as Brahmananda is not fully developed, also devotion is not fully developed there, but still it is there.
Yes.
In that sense,
exactly.
As Ananda is not full blown there, also devotion is not full blown.
Or it can be blown in its own way, but not that quality. You know, because those who are releasing the Brahmananda and Atmananda, Atmarama, in relation to Brahman and the Super Soul, they don't consider the anandam is little bit. They consider it's full, complete, so attracted. Subjective. So, again, and they will not agree with that. Their quality and quantity and quality. Anandam is less than anything. Same things, you know, because they don't have the comparative conception yet. That's why it is, after all, it's all dealing with the infinite, you know, infinite aspects. So every part of the infinite also that of infinite nature. Achinta Veda Ved. But while we go to compare in a distinctive way, then hierarchies are there. Others, they never think they are anandam of less quality or quantity.
Because there also in the Taittiriya Upanishad, they have that comparison. One healthy, strong man is very happy in this world. If you multiply by 100 times, then like Gandharva or someone, Karma Gandharva, then 100 times more, like this
goes on.
So go on. Then it comes to Brahmananda, that is unlimited. So that comparison they have, but from Brahman up, that is still there. But you cannot say that Brahman is something low or something. There is a big gradation there.
Yes.
So much.
It is full in itself.
It's unlimited.
Yes, unlimited. So it is
not limited by any material.
Exactly. So in that sense, it is just full and fulfilled in its own aspect. Every aspect of the infinite, also infinite nature. Again, we have to bear that in mind. Om Purnamada Purnamid Purnat Purnamivocchate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishrate. So in that way, the devotees of Brahmananda, let me say this way, devotees
worship.
of Brahmananda, worshippers of Brahmananda, devotees of Atma, Paramatmananda, worshipper, never feel that their quantity and quality of anandam has any lacking, anything less fulfilled. But when they get the comparative taste, like Sukadeva Goswami, then only they can realize through comparative study, comparative realization, the qualitative difference. Otherwise not. See, again, back to that point about Vyasadeva composing Purana and manifesting Srimad Bhagavatam, presenting Srimad Bhagavatam in the beginning in a brief way. See, and thereafter, again, after receiving the special grace and inspiration from his own Gurudev, then he again comparatively presented the full-fledged Bhagavatam. It's not yet completely complete, because both of them again waiting to receive it from Sukadeva Goswami in more complete form. See, both of them are present, but they are Bhavishyat Drashta, seer of the future. So they already knew Sukadeva was going to come, appear in the Parikshit Maharaj assembly. So therefore they are waiting there.
Both Narad and Vyas,
Exactly.
Bhagavatam from him, from Shukadeva.
How Srimad Bhagavatam re-reveals the more full-fledged way through Shukamukhadam Ittaddahu Samjutam, from the lotus lips of Shuka, our dearmost Shukadev. See? And so that was when Srimad Bhagavatam to reveal more, comparatively more full-fledged way. See?
Maharaj, when you said that those who are worshippers of Brahmananda, they feel fully satisfied there. But when we hear of Gopakumar's story, he was like in some planes, but there was some lacking there. He felt somehow he was inspired to go further.
Certainly, because he was able to make comparative study.
Already.
That's why he could detect something lacking, something missing here, because he was able. Gopakumar ultimately eternal associate of Krishna. So this is again Leela, all dramatic Leela also. He was lost, got lost, and again taking journey through different stages and coming up to Krishna again. So relative descriptions of his relative experiences. Like Devarshi Narada also had some experience of samsara, by this special desire of Lord Narayana, because Devarshi Narada didn't have any concept of what is samsara without Krishna, because eternal associate, Bhavanan brought up there on the Vaikuntha level, on the divine plane of Goloko, Vaikuntha Goloko, he didn't have any concept. So he was curiously asking Lord Narayana, what is samsara? Why the jiva souls become so conditioned by material family? What is that, O Lord? I don't know. Can you explain to me? Then Lord Narayana thought it would be best way to give him experience rather than explanation. Rather than explaining to him, it will take a lot of my time and my to explain to him who has got no idea about the Jarajagotik samsara, better to give him direct experience. So as Lord Narayana wished, he started having the experience. As Devarshi Narada went to take a deep bathing in the river, experience started. Samsara. Very cute way, very realistic way. See, something like that, Gopakumar's comparative experiences from, moving forward to Krishna, moving up and upward to Krishna from the or worldly plane, and then other planes, all different planes of the universe and light. I would say different planes of the universe, and also because he was going to different planets, planes, also planes of consciousness. So we have to understand both ways, different planets of the universe, or planes of the universe, and also objective conception, also his own subjective levels of consciousness. So he was going through both. So, but since Gopakumar is none other than the eternal associate of Krishna, so it was all playful, it was all lila, specific lila, to give him some comparative experiences, objectively and subjectively, materially as well as spiritually, to let him have comparative experiences by taking that journey and finally again being united with Krishna. Okay, somewhat like similar to the experience of samsara of Devoshi Narada. Okay,
So because he already had this inside of him, that's why he was experiencing lacking.
exactly, because by original nature, by his fundamental nature, he is already eternal associate of Lord Krishna. So he has already got that innate qualifications, natural innate qualifications to compare, to make comparative studies,
And those
and
don't-
therefore he could detect those things missing.
Mhm.
But those who would not have this qualification of having comparative studies, they cannot do it.
And also Maharaj, what she mentioned, both is true. When he came to certain platform, for the time being he was fully satisfied.
Yeah.
but
fully.
then something
Exactly.
Then
started
after
missing.
some time it missed. I also heard the explanation, because in one sense he is eternal associate, so that is already. But I heard also because he took mantra from bona fide guru, so that would not keep him
Limited within that plane.
yes. Then he felt some lacking. He could also not understand, and then he went further, but then again he was fully satisfied.
Searching for higher.
Then again and like
Higher
this,
and
so
higher.
both.
Exactly.
But here in Narad Goswami's case, Vyasa Goswami's case, Jiva Goswami explained in this way that because Jiva is by nature has priti for Supreme Lord. So that then Narad hinted, although already you realized Brahman, why you are still unsatisfied, hinting at the point that every Jiva already has priti, not realized now, but he will feel lacking
Seed
unless
form. More seed
yes,
form.
seed.
Seed
Even though
form
not
will get-
receiving mantra or something, but still in seed is there, priti,
Right.
but will so Vyasadeva also, although realized but could not feel fully satisfied because priti is not fulfilled in relation to
Krishna.
yes, but already innate inside.
Again, Srila Jiva Goswami Pad explained that from a very relative plane, relative stand, trying to support, trying to reasonably explain what happened with Vyasadeva in relation to Vyasadeva and Narad Goswami. But he was not judging Vyasadeva there
Yes,
as
of course.
Shaktavish avatar of Narayana.
To get a teaching from
To get a
from
teaching.
them,
To-
like
or to
Brahma made
Explain to us, for the sake of explaining to us in a relative sense, he's taking. But if he sees the same Vyasadeva as the direct incarnation of Lord Narayana, then he would not be judging him in that way. So both.
Like Brahma, we are getting that teaching. Even
Yes.
I am creator, I could not understand without
Yes.
Sharanagati, so we know it is Lila, but still we have to get that teaching. So in Vyasa also is Lila is
Exactly.
there.
Exactly.
At this point,
Both
he
needs
made-
are there.
unless Priti is fulfilled, means Jiva cannot be satisfied fully.
True.
Impossible. And according to your rasa, then, like our Gurudev told the gopis, they saw Narayan, they could give respect because they already got experience of Krishna, so they were not attracted. But if someone else who has no direct experience of Krishna saw Narayan, fully attracted.
Exactly. Fully attracted, fully devoted. They will be fully devoted.
But because they had experience, or if someone receives mantra or has that innate already there, then they cannot be.
Exactly so. Again, back to that point, that state of jiva is marginal platform. Who has got some priti,
Yes.
as Goswami mentions, undeveloped.
Yes, in the seed form, yes.
Not applied to the nitya mukta jivas.
No.
Only on the marginal platform.
Yes.
Tatastha.
Yes.
Yes.
They have, but that is enough to feel unsatisfied only in Brahmananda.
Exactly. As it develops further, they go towards nitya mukta, that level. Okay. So
by the grace of Guru, then that is.
By the grace of Gurudev, also by the grace of Gurudev, also sweet will of the Lord, causeless mercy of the Sarupa Shakti and the divine couple, it can happen.
Yes, I meant the Sarupa Shakti must connect them.
Yes.
Full blown.
Yes.
I have one question. In Brahmananda, no? I mean, we are trying to have a relationship with Krishna and develop bhakti. But this devotion, how is in Brahmananda relationship possible? With whom? With what?
Okay, so how long we are discussing? You can explain.
This is what he was explaining. Towards Brahma Jyoti.
Yeah, but
Jiva towards Brahma Jyoti. Brahma Jyoti is one aspect of Krishna. So
Yeah.
they are being attracted to Brahma Jyoti.
but
So they are
it's
devoted.
nothing.
The light or what?
Yeah,
Light?
to light. Why is nothing? Brahma Jyoti is something.
I mean, light. But
Yes,
it's
but
not
still
just
You
you are
can
light.
have a
attracted.
relationship
What is
with that light.
It's not just light. Brahma Jyoti, apparently it means light. Looks like light, but
The substance.
it is substance,
yes.
full of consciousness,
Yes.
knowledge,
Yes, bliss,
feelings,
bliss
some
also.
bliss. So it appears to be like light, rays, effulgence, but it's not. It's unlike any material effulgence. Just we say light and effulgence and finish. It cannot be that. It
is not
it's
nothing.
otherworldly, transcendental. We have to understand in transcendental sense, not with our limited, isolated, mundane concept of effulgence. Okay, then it will totally limited explanation. Okay, like consciousness, pure consciousness, knowledge manifesting in a visual way, like effulgence. But it's not just only visual aspect of the light. Okay, that effulgence has got feelings, whole life consciousness, realization and bliss.
And it is growing also.
It's growing also. That kind of thing. So Brahma Jyoti is not just only light and effulgence, much more than that.
But can't render service to that?
Why not? You can render some service of befitting to that plane, as befitting. Okay. Their service means activity is not so much found, it is mostly through feelings.
Okay.
The way Gyanis and Yogis relate to the Brahma and, respectively Brahma and Paramatma, mostly through alive feelings, experience of beautiful relations, experience of some ecstatic relations, okay, which also contains some love, some devotion, not yet fully developed like Krishna Prema.
Yes.
Okay, so ultimately, all activities are understood, perceived through conception. Ultimately, everything consciousness. conception. So on that plane, no physical activities. On that plane, having some concept of the service through physical activities, objective, almost absent there. On the plane of Brahman realization or Paramatma realization, blissful Brahman realization, blissful Paramatma realization. All activities are happening through feelings, and conceived through feelings and experience. Consciousness, not necessarily objective type of activities as we find on the worldly plane. Because ultimately even the objective activities are felt in consciousness. Like in a dream. In dream you can have all objective activities, but actually you are not doing anything physical. Everything is felt through consciousness. I am doing so much this way, that way, so energetic. But factually there is no physical activity, objective activity. All are subjective, but felt like also having objective. So sometimes they may feel alike, but basically it's all on the plane of Brahman realization and Paramatma realization. It's basically all, it's a wholesome conscious feelings. All are felt through consciousness, experienced through consciousness, unlimited consciousness. Consciousness of Param Brahma and also Paramatma. Both are basically, ultimately same. Param Brahma also being revealed as all-pervading universal energy form. All-pervading infinite energy form. Power. All-pervading superpower. Super energy form. Paramatma also all-pervading. Paramatma also being realized. All-pervading impersonal energy form as well as a little bit personal compared to Brahman realization. Because individual experience is there, individual experience of union is there between soul and super soul, Paramatma. Super soul is none other than Bhagavan. Okay? Another aspect of the Bhagavan. So because yogis have that individual, comparatively more individual feelings, personal feelings of having union, ecstatic union with the super soul, so little more personal compared to the Gyanis, Brahman conception. And the highest, topmost, full-fledged personal conception of having personal love relationship with the Supreme Lord coming, manifesting on the plane of Bhagavan realization. Bhagavan realization. That is what it is. Any more queries? Or just, if no more queries, sing some devotional song from Narottam Das Thakur or Bhakti Nandan Thakur.
Maybe someone has? No.
So Maharaj, when you speak, it's like really such a thick and dense flow, like coming and feeling. And I just, through the years, I have difficulty to hold this. I feel like a pot with holes. It sometimes is there, then it leaks out. So how to more hold this, what you are transmitting?
It's okay.
Okay. Well, I can consider all the holes in your pot as some outlet, letting you go further, going through without being limited within the pot. I can describe in that way also. So you are having some more outlets so that you can have another pot to contain that pot with holes. One pot with some holes. The next pot you get accommodating that pot with holes is maybe very little holes, not like that. And then another pot you are getting accommodating both the pots without holes. So that's the way it can happen.
And how we do
It can happen. So your final pot will have no holes.
And how to get so many pots?
Or I can say in other way, looking at your holes in other way, I can say just simply repair them. Simply repair those holes in the pot. What you think, therefore you cannot retain all due to leakage, leaking out. Just repair them, then you will no more be leaking. You have no more leakage and you will be able to retain all. Okay. So, repairing the holes in the pot means remaining engaged in Krishna-anushilanam, Krishna consciousness again and again with nishtha, nairantarja, with continuity, with continuous adherence. So as you remain engaged in cultivating pure Krishna consciousness with some devotional adherence, all those holes will automatically be filled up. Okay, they will be filled up. There will be no more holes. Through continuous Krishna anushilanam, cultivation of Krishna consciousness with adherence, there will be no more holes. All will be repaired and made up. And through other conceptual examples, I would say, in other conceptions, if I describe it, so even if your present pot has got some holes, but the next pot you are getting just the way I have just explained, accommodating that present pot, okay, within, holding it within its lap. So the further container you get, that can be without any hole. It doesn't really matter. The present pot of yours has got some holes and getting leakage, but whatever leaked out, all will be retained by the another pot, bigger, nicer pot you get. And if there is any leakage from that also, you will get another bigger and nice pot, okay, more reliable pot. So whatever leakage coming through will be held. So you will not be losing anything.
So does that relate to states of consciousness?
Different play. Your journey, like Gopakumar, somewhat like Gopakumar. It also relates to your journeys of understanding, your spiritual journeys through different planes of conception and realizations. So,
and also maybe
pots can be, the leakage can be considered, holes can be considered something like as the way Gopakumar was missing, something lacking, something is not getting. Here, in the conception of your pots with holes, something going out, you cannot retain. Something he was missing. Another conceptual way, you are saying that you are receiving so much, but you cannot retain. Something going out through the hole, leaking, cannot retain. But like Gopakumar, the next level, you can get a bigger and more higher quality pot without hole.
When you are speaking,
so you will be retaining. Finally, you won't be losing anything. Still, you can be retaining all. Although you are losing from one plane of the pot, in the second level or third level, whatever went out, okay, whatever you lost through leakage problem, all will be finally retained in the final part. So they will be there for you, finally. Understand?
I understand that, like from my present conception of self, it's like one pot with many leakages, because my
Yes.
present conception of self is very more materialistic, and so it leaks out through material conceptions. And when my next pot, it's maybe when I get realization of myself, more progressive, so more
More you can be holding, retaining.
yeah, because it's closer to soul,
Yes, so
progressively.
retaining more essence
More.
of the truth
And
there.
then again more pure conception of self, and again many things just falling away. And do I
Yes.
understand?
Yes, proper, exactly. Yes. You appropriately understand.
And those misconceptions, they are stealing away the thing. And
Misconception of the self.
they are stealing
Yeah.
away
Right.
the
Yeah. Everything, energy, attention. And then more it is, less it is.
Yes. You are more towards this substance and essence. So, at some point you can be holding all the truths and essence. I mean, relatively all the truths and essence, okay, of your gain in your life without missing anything through leakage.
Because I was chanting today, and yesterday it was really such a flow. I mean, it's always from you, but now I'm feeling even more than usually. And I was like, oh my God, when I come home I must chant. And then it was today, already I felt little less there. It's still there, but I'm afraid like after 1 week, like, it's just like how to not...
It happens. On this material plane, it all happens more or less with all of us.
Yeah, but you're constantly connected, so it's like replenished.
Yes, so that is our aim, and that is our goal, But it's true, due to the influence of the material environment and nature, we cannot be retaining that standard of Nairantar Jam Nishtha all the time. So therefore we cannot be continuing to retain the substance, essence of the truth all the time. So it happens, but by causeless grace and mercy, again what we missed, again it comes back, re-revealed and re-revealed in our life and makes up the loss. Makes up what we lost by causeless grace and mercy. So we are so grateful. We are very, very grateful ultimately to the causeless grace and mercy of the Supreme Lord, Divine Couple and their loving associates. Sarupa Shakti. Gaur Hari Bol. Sing some devotional song. Any devotional song you feel inspired to sing. Gaur Hari Bol.